Okay, here we go. Let's remove the 36mm nut. Oh, is that loose? Oh my. I removed the caliper next. Two 12mm bolts. Next, the caliper bracket comes off with two 15mm bolts. Next, I remove the cotter pin and toe link bolt with an 18mm socket. I used a Pitman arm puller to pop this baby off. Just like that. Next up, removing the lower control arm bolts. Okay, the lower control arm bolt is out. The upper control arm cam bolt has been marked. There's a scratch across there. And we're ready to use the puller. Well, it came off real easy. The puller worked really slick. Can't believe how easy it was. The only problem I had is to fully dismantle it, I had to take the park brake cable out of this part of the knuckle. Had to disconnect it from the caliper, and I hate working with brakes. So we'll have fun putting it back together, I'm sure. Okay, I've cleaned the half shaft up a bit. Apparently, if there's going to be trouble, it's going to be in here. I don't see any cracks, any fractures. I've gone all the way around it. Looks pretty good. I wonder how many left side bearings fail because the threads that hold the axle nut spin with the rotation of movement. They work themselves loose. I'll bet you the other side, I bet you the right side's tight, really tight, because it would have a tendency to tighten itself. The left side would have a tendency to loosen itself. Just my thoughts. 10mm bolts are coming off the dust shield, and sorry about the focus, kids. And we're almost there. So here we go. What I have to do now is pop out this snap ring, pop out the bearing, get a new hub, get a new bearing, get a new axle nut. They're all on order at my local Ford store, and we'll put it back together. It's all back together. Got a new hub, got new bearings, a new bearing. It's all pressed and put back together. They did it at the Ford store for me. Took them all of 4 minutes. He thought it would take less than that, but he had trouble with that snap ring. I guess that snap ring in here is a bugger. And got a new nut. We're ready to go. Reverse the whole process. Start by putting in the upper control arm bolt. Torque down the axle nut. Tighten up the dust shield bolts. These ones are brand new, by the way. Really, they are, honest. Then we need to tighten up the toe link. Slip in the cotter pin. We're getting there. Well, the rotor's back on. Then I put on the caliper bracket, both bolts. Then I replaced the brake pads, slipped on the caliper, tightened up the top bolt, tightened up the bottom bolt. Then I reattached the park brake cable, and we're back in action.